dear friends, and welcome to Mystic Star Magic. I am beyond happy you are here. Today we're actually doing something quite fun, and this is a reading that was highly voted on, and so if you want to actually be a part of the choosing process, put your input in like the creations, like what readings I create for you, I would just check in the community tab and you could vote there. But this is a reading that was inspired by Moonlight Goddess, and so hers was a little different, but this is going to be all about your soul purpose. So I actually have like a little spread that I'll introduce to you as we go into the piles. But so let's look at pile 1. This is going to be pile 1. I want you to like clear your mind as you see the choices. This is going to be pile 2. And remember, just take what resonates and always leave what doesn't. And this is going to be pile 3. I can tell that this is going to be a really fun reading for us. So let's take a deep breath in. Close our eyes. And now as you exhale and open your eyes, choose whichever pile draws you to it. All right, let's do this. Pile 1, so you chose this beautiful card. It is the blue flame, so spontaneous awakening, activation, and integration time. So this is actually, well, I think it is part of your purpose, but I feel like it's what you're being called to do right now. There's sort of like, or that's how it was. It was like you just sort of awoken, like you woke up, awakening. So it's almost like you always had your gifts. But then all of a sudden they just kicked up a notch, and so you started feeling that. And so this is important because I wanted to resonate. If it doesn't really resonate, then this might not be your pile. It's something where it was always below the surface, where your gifts were always below the surface, and then either like an event, possibly like meeting a twin flame, or like something else, like dreams or something. I feel like there was the tower that brought about this awakening. So if that makes sense, then let's continue on. So I'm gonna put out 9 cards, and each one is going to have a meaning. What do I want to do first? Actually, I'm going to start off with the tarot. So I'm using the Light Seers Tarot, and this is, I'm gonna, well, you're going to see in the description, Moonlight Goddess, she did something very, like, she's the one who inspired this reading. So she did a very cool, like, way of doing it. So if you haven't checked out her, actually it was Neptune's child, which is Moonlight Goddess's growth channel, like, you know, self-growth, self-development. Okay, so the truth is going to be, this is going to be the truth. The first card is going to be the truth. Collective 1 for their soul purpose, the truth for their soul purpose. The illusion right now for the collective pile 1 for their soul purpose looks like the illusion. What is the fear for the collective of group for your soul purpose? Fear, like trying to, like I somehow want to keep this guy over here, but at the same time, well, not enough space. I need to buy like a taller something. Okay, what is the wisdom for the collective of group 1's soul purpose? Okay, we have that. And then what is the courage for the collective of group 1's soul purpose? Okay, 2 actually. Okay, we'll leave that. What is the love for the collective of group 1's soul purpose? What is the power for the collective of group 1's purpose? And what is the 3 for the collective of group 1's soul purpose? What is the light for the collective of group 1's purpose? All right, we're gonna, I know, just bear with me a little bit. We're gonna do this a little bit more. now let's go into, okay. So let's do like group 1. This is going to be your truth. This is what really your purpose is all about. Okay. So this is your soul gift. So this is your soul gift. Okay, so harmony, okay, stability, acceptances, and caution. Okay. Oh, this is going to be an interesting soul purpose. So there's actually different soul purposes I'm seeing here. One of them, and this is an important one, working with the moon magic is important to you. Like moon candle, also like maybe, so I feel like these are tools. These are tools for your, like part of your toolkit for your soul purpose. So moon magic, or moon, like knowing the moon. Like there is like the phases of the moon is important to you. Candle, possibly candle magic. Also herbs, herbology, apothecary, and writing. Yeah, writing is also important. Those are all tools. So working, it's sort of like you're learning. You're still in the process of learning about this, about your soul purpose. And stability and harmony. Okay, so, and with a sense of caution. So I want to say your soul purpose here, this is going to be a very interesting one. It is, like, I feel like others might be confused. It's almost like you're here to guide others. You're here to guide, especially those who are confused, about their gifts, about like all these different aspects here. So you're here to kind of guide them. You're here to lead them into like accepting who they are. And I think, how do I say this? You went through some sort of confusion before you had your awakening, but I think you intuitively knew. And so there was a sense of you accepting like who you are, and you knew you had gifts. I think you just didn't know to the extent of which they are. And even now, I think you're still haven't really fully understood it. But you are really here for guiding others. It's almost like you're going to lead them out of this confusion, out of this fog, and letting them know, hey, all these gifts, all these like, like psychics, star seeds, all those, like star seeds, empaths, all these, you're guiding them to let them know that it's okay. It's almost like that's an important thing. Also for some of you mediums as well, I feel like you're just meant to guide people through the confusion. But also being, aware of like, there is a sense of, because, like knowing that needing to foster, like to take care of these gifts. I hope that makes sense, but I do like this. Okay, I'm actually going to, so we're leaving this one here. Let's actually see what the illusion, what is the illusion that you have? Page of Pentacles. Interesting. This is the illusion. So this is what limiting factors. Okay. I'm going to actually say this, and I hope it does. So I think one of the limiting factors that you have is that you're not willing to receive. I was wondering if it was like, see, I think, well, you're willing to receive. I don't know. I think you're willing to accept your gifts. I think you know your gifts. I think you know that they need to grow. I think you know that there's going to need, like, you're going to need to work on them and help them. But what I'm seeing here is almost like this Page of Pentacles. And the gift here. It's almost like you feel like you don't have to, like, receive, like you try not to receive. You push away like any receiving of money maybe, or like gratuity, like people are you feel just honored that you're able to guide others. And I think that's a beautiful, like very, very beautiful intention. But I feel like what you're really needing to understand, it's sort of, well, cultivating your gift. I do think that you need to do that, but it's also accepting, like, let's say you help somebody out, you help in this guiding, like, because I do think it's like you're guiding others, you're helping them understand their own gift, right? And so they want to, like, there's an energy exchange that needs to happen, but I almost feel like you're like, no, it's not, it doesn't need to like, you kind of almost, like, it could be compliments, it could be like, it could just be like, wow, you really changed my life, you really, like, helped me, and sort of like you put that off, you don't accept any of that. You also don't accept like money possibly. You're like, oh no, I'm just doing it for the honor, and that's great, but I feel like part of your soul purpose, and I think even here the challenge is like receiving the financial aspect to, like, the worldly things from like putting your energy into like helping others, right? So it does make you feel really good, and I think that's beautiful. But I also feel like maybe for some of you struggle with like finances. It's like, oh, how am I gonna, like how am I gonna make ends meet? And that's the thing. I feel like what I'm saying here is that we're saying they want you to actually make money off of your gift, like, and it's not like, oh, like, it's because you're actually doing a service. And so that's an important thing. I want you to think about it as, yes, there is honor, and there's like, it's really beautiful that you're helping people, just because that just feels really good. But there's a sense of accepting like payment, or like the reciprocation of the work, that you put in there. Yeah, I do feel like that's an important thing. So it's okay to receive compliments. It's okay to actually charge for your services. Very important. Like, because Spirit's saying, like, we want you to be able to, like, take good care of yourself. And also, like, what I'm saying here is almost like this is your soul work. And by that, I actually mean it's like, this is what's meant to actually bring you money. It's meant to support you. And so it's not like, especially if like you're thinking, oh, if you have like another kind of job, it's sort of like Spirit saying, like, this is your soul purpose. This is what you need to dedicate your life to. So I know that's a very strong statement. and believe me, I don't make those lightly, but that's what it feels like. Okay, so fear, this is what we are reluctant to face. 10 of Swords. Okay. Whew. This is actually, I like this one. Okay, so there's a sense here. There's coincidences, fortune telling. So maybe you're afraid of accepting maybe that you can tell. Again, it sort of kind of stems from here as well. I feel like there's a sense of you not willing to almost put things on the line here with your gifts. The 10 of Swords is, there's a fear of ending up alone. There's a fear of like, wow, of being rejected is really what I'm seeing here. It's almost like you're being rejected, maybe by loved ones, but it doesn't feel like it's a rejection by loved ones. It's almost like a rejection even of yourself, from yourself too, which is very fascinating to me. It's a fear of like letting things that are like, you see, it's almost like you're coming apart with this fall equinox. It's letting go of, I'm sorry, the illusion of who you think you need to be. I really do think, and wow, Spirit's going really, lately, like, Spirit's been really hard, like, he's telling a lot of truth in an intense manner. So I'm gonna say it because that's what that's why you're watching this, right? So you have to let, like, an old identity, kind of like let go of an old identity, old stuff that doesn't is no longer there. You have to let it fall away. You have to, and I know this is have to know. I'm suggesting all these things. You don't ever have to do anything. You follow your own intuition. You're very strong with these gifts that you have, but it's almost like you have. Sorry, I'm suggesting that, or spirit suggesting that you face the fear of maybe. Yeah, like being cast out. I think the fear is more in your head though than it is anywhere else. I don't think that that's going to happen. Maybe some people might fall away, maybe some things might fall away, but I feel like a part of you also wants to be by yourself. I think there's also a fear of actually being with others as well. Like maybe you were hurt in the past and you're like, I have to go on this path alone. And I feel spirit saying that's not true at all. You're here to help others. And in helping others, you have to receive. I feel like you have to be open, not only to just giving, but receiving. And that's also I think part of you, why you don't want to receive is because it's almost like you're opening yourself up to this channel of giving and receiving. It's like there is a connection that's been built by that, and I think that it scares you a little bit. Yeah, but I do, and I think you're afraid of your own gifts a little bit. Like you accept them, and in many ways you're trying to learn to grow with them and try to integrate them into your being, but there's a part of you that kind of keeps it separate. It's sort of like you're not quite there yet, and so I think that's an important thing. So let's see what other things are coming up. We have wisdom, so what we need to learn. So this is our learning process here. We need to go deep within ourselves, listening to our own intuition, listening to ourselves. There's a third wheel, there's an enemy, distrust, and flirtatious. And then there's devotion. There's a need for learning to devote yourself. Group one, I have to say you are very much you're a very spiritual person, and you're meant to have that as well. I really feel like you have to, I want to say accept, even with the third wheel, I'm accept others in. I really think you don't want to. I know that the hermit, and I'm not saying spend all your time with others, but it's almost like there's a sense of discomfort here. That's what I'm saying. I know it doesn't make sense, but it just feels like there's a sense of you never quite, you're I'm never going to quite fit in here. It's sort of, that's what I hear. And so it's devoting yourself, devotion. And here you have devotion to here we can have devotion to Shiva or to spirit, but it's also devotion to the self and to your, I think, your true calling, which is really the many spiritual gifts that you have. Psychic, a really strong psychic ability here. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, wait. I do want to. Okay. Let's see what our courage is. So this is the courage that you need to overcome things. And I can see, okay. Look at that. And the two of, see, this is, I really do think you're afraid of connecting to others. I think you keep yourself apart. And I'm going to call you out a little bit in this. I think you use spirit, your gifts, as a way to keep yourself apart from others. You're people won't understand, and that's not true at all. And that's what Spirit's saying here. So Two of Cups, you have to have the courage to open yourself up here, or really to open yourself up to others. Have to, and even here with the spring, see, we have the fall. That's the fear. The fall is this is the fall. That's here, the fall equinox. But then you have to allow for new beginnings with the spring equinox. Discovering yourself. Maybe here we even have imagination, verity, fantasy, the mind. Imagining all the amazing things that you have. I feel like there's a sense of imagining yourself surrounded by love and support there as well. Opening yourself up really to the help from spirit as well. And then the Hangman is seeing things from a different perspective. what I'm keep hearing is like, you're never alone, my friend. You're never alone. And I think that's something that you're going to need to actually finally see, that you're really never quite alone. And that and as you help others, you're going to start getting more and more people. You're going to never you're going to be like, wow, okay, there's a whole bunch of people who needed my help and needed my wisdom and guidance. That's also another thing. I feel like even this Page of Pentacles, not really accepting that, and that's why you don't really ask also for like maybe payment for your services, or don't require that. It's because a part of you just doesn't feel like you're worth it. Like you're like, oh no. So there's a sense of needing here to do self-worth work. And this is the love, right? This is the love. Okay. Patience. Okay. Daydream. Again, there's a sense of daydreaming here. Yeah. Optimism, illusion. No, it's an optimism. Then you need, this is what you need to, the support your card. You have to daydream. There's a sense of the Five of Wands. I almost feel like part of the reason, if you are feeling very much alone, and this is turning into a little bit of a love reading here, if you're feeling alone, if you're feeling like you are just like, I'll never find like love, a part of that is really, it's an internal conflict that you have. I feel like there's many factors. I think part of you feels like not worthy. Another part of you feels like, well, I'm just like, too strange. But in that, it's almost like you create a wall of defenses. You, I feel like, have a sense of, and even you struggle with your own, with yourself. You struggle a lot with yourself. I feel like you have a lot of conversations within yourself, or part of you puts you down, a part of you goes like, oh, you're so weird, or something like that. And then another part like knows that, yeah, no, this is, it's good. It's for all the things. But I feel like there's a lot of, with this Five of Wands, there's a lot of competition in yourself. Maybe you compare yourself a lot to others. That's what I'm going to say. Like, so if you haven't reached maybe something where you want in terms of like a goal, in terms of your career possibly, or in terms of love, it is that you're spending too much time comparing yourself to others, not giving yourself enough time. Like, there's patience here, like doing one thing at a time. Like, I know it's hard because I also like, and I also compare myself, and it's a really crappy feeling. Let me just tell you that. It's not about others. It's not about trying to be like others, or trying to beat others, or they have their own journey. You have yours, and yours is more, I think, daydreaming of positive things. I think that's what I think you. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I just feel like a part of you thinks, yeah, very positive things, but then the other part, and this is the thinks about like the worst case scenarios. So you're kind of battling yourself in that. But I feel like this is what optimism is really what it's going through here. This is what you need. This is what's gonna give you the thing that you've been wanting, the love in many ways. I actually feel like there's a lot of aspect here. Let's go ahead and look at your power. What is bringing your power? Wow, look at that. Rest, saving. Okay. Knight of Wands, passion, creativity, like really listening again. Like, it's almost like letting yourself go loose. I feel like you keep yourself too tight in, and so there's a sense of freeing yourself, needing. This is where the power comes in. This is the mindset that you need to actually move forward, that you need to go forward. So we have saving, collection, no, there's preservation. So there's a sense of needing also to save here, like, and rest. So I think there's this wanting to have this balance, because there's rest and then there's action. Taking rest after action. I think you go all out one way, where you're all the way out in the Knight of Wands energy, where you're just going, really going, and then you burn yourself out. Or there's this sense of procrastination where you're just like, I can't do it. And then to saving is fascinating to me, because it's sort of like there's a power of like, if you're worried about money, there is about saving. And and then the saving, the important aspect here is what I'm saying to you is little by little by little by little. It's sort of like very much, I guess this feeling that I've been getting, it's like you're very much an all out kind of person. So saving a little bit by little bit by little bit. Doesn't mean that you have to like stop spending altogether. Just save like 10% of how much you're bringing in. Yeah, but rest, it really is for me this power. It's like having this creative passion filled, taking that action, but also allowing yourself to rest, take it easy. But even here, even in your resting, I want you to see that there's still the flame. There's still like the ideas that are going to still be flowing through. Maybe there's even a sense of maybe saving your ideas. So you can't do them all at once, right? You can't do everything all at once. But doing so like writing maybe all your ideas down and doing one at a time, or maybe like 2 or 3 at a time, but leaving the rest, but still collecting all your ideas. Very cool. I really like this. Okay, let's see what this is all about. This is faith, my friends, and this is about taking a leap of faith. Okay, so King of Cups, we have guide, and then stress. So headache, pressure, lack of sleep. Okay. So when I look at this, I have to be honest, I love this because I feel like this is the Hermit here as well. You have a lot of Hermit energy. But what I'm seeing is like you're meant to guide. You really are. This is what your next step towards success is. And that's all about, really kind of allowing yourself to guide. You've done the work, you know things, whatever it is that you know up to this point, it's time for you to start sharing it and guiding others. The King of Cups is, again, it's almost connecting to this ocean of emotions, connecting to an ocean of, like, I would say like intuition, listening to the heart chakra. There's a sense also connecting to abundance. So your next step is guiding, possibly, like getting all the insights. And the stress is, I want to almost say like letting go of putting all this pressure on yourself. You put way too much pressure on yourself. Yeah, it's sort of like this is what I think is standing in the way of you going further. And you want to go further, but then you kind of go into this, you put too much pressure on yourself. There's also another thing I wanted to say this, that even if you're scared and even if there's this like, but here we also have the lack of sleep, but you need to rest. It's coming twice. But what I'm saying here is even if you're scared and even if you're like, there's a sense of meditation, like maybe doing like meditation to help you ease that. But if it doesn't, you still, I almost feel like still taking that risk, still going, because I do see the sailboat and I feel like there's new things coming in for you as well. As the more you open yourself up, as the more you go further into, connect to your spirituality, I really have to say, the more things are coming through here. Ooh, and this is going to be your light. And that's like sort of what's the outcome here. Oh, look at that. Okay, and this is, oh wow, I didn't even know the tower coming. So this is going to be a total transformation for you. It's a change in your whole entire, I want you to see this though. It's sort of like your ego is going to go out of the way. Your true, like there's a sense of understanding, of appreciating all your gifts, right? There's a sense of like self-esteem going higher, but not the ego. The ego gets destroyed and there's a door to hope. So what I'm seeing here is that sort of like you're just very much on the, even though there's been a lot that happens, you're still just very much in the beginning of your journey, my friend. You are, so the blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. So you have awakened. It's you're being activated, but now it's time for you to integrate it and to move on to the next level. Wow, I really like this. That's very, very much intense, but I do think it is. You're stepping into the door to hope. You're stepping into even a brighter future. It will totally get rid of, like, I think that's what you're afraid of, the change that's going to happen. Change is going to happen anyways, my friend. You're, even whether you know it or not, you're calling to it because that's what you want. It's a higher calling for you. And again, like, there's a sense of abundance that comes from this change. Very, very cool. And I think it's like you finally get like almost like empress energy here as well. you finally kind of have the confidence to move even further. Like I said, this is by no means the end of this. It's actually very much, to me, feels like this is the beginning. Wow, very beautiful reading. I hope you liked this reading, my friends. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up, and please do consider subscribing. I am very proud of you, by the way. So just letting that be out there as well. Keep on doing what you're doing, my friends. You'll see. Spirit has your back, my friends. And so with that, I'm just gonna say thank you, and I hope you come back. And until I see you in the next one, bye bye, my dear friends. From group 2, hello, my friends from group 2. So I'm gonna talk about this for just a second, and then you're gonna see me fast forward as I set up all your cards, because this is going to be like, it's a 9-card reading with several things, so I don't want you to like have to wait for me to do all that. So forge, don't follow, pave a new path, be the leader you wish you had. And so you can even see here, this is part of where you are, you're being called. Okay, so what I'm seeing here for you, and if this makes sense, then I really like, then this highly is very likely this is your pile. This is just sort of like confirmation I want to say. So I feel like you are feeling a bit stagnant. I feel you're feeling a bit stuck. Because you want so much more for yourself. I think you also want so much more for the world as well. You see the potential in yourself, and you see the potential in others as well. And I see, like, I almost like, to me, very much a starseed energy here. But like I said, it's sort of like you want to create, manifest the beautiful world that you see within your vision. But I'm gonna say here, and this might rub you a little bit in the wrong way, but what I'm seeing here is the thing that's really blocking you. Oh, we're gonna go through all that, but what I with your gifts, I do want to say that you are capable of creating the world that you want. You're capable of leading, right? But it's almost like you also feel like you can't lead. Oh, if you don't feel worthy of it yet. One of the big gifts that you have is your imagination. It's something maybe that I feel for some of you was actually like probably looked down upon a little bit when you were young. Like maybe you might have been one of those that stretched the truth, but in the best way possible. You're meant also to write. There's a sense of wanting to write. But a lot of, I want to say, and this again, it's like you focus a lot about the world, but you really, what the Spirit's trying to say to you here is that also you have to focus on first yourself and your world, right? Your reality. You want to, like, it's almost like you're skipping ahead a step. And so Spirit's saying like, nope. You have a very strong soul purpose, but in order for you to do the things that you want to do, in order to like level up to the next, and you have to first acknowledge your reality and shift it and change it to the reality that you really want. And that includes yourself here. So like I said, I see me fast forward this as I do the cards. So let's do that. Okay, let's go ahead and see. All right, so first one is your truth. This is what your soul purpose is all about. Okay, so the truth, your soul, like your soul gifts here. Wow. Homeless, failure, castaway, I'm poor. All right. Here we have patience, which is very much the temperance card. You do have the Six of Swords. There's some sort of motion. You are able to, wow. You're able to move out of like situations that are tumultuous. You're able to move forward. Even I think there's a sense of, well, there's a sense of learning, but it's a sense of like learning from pain. I know that makes sense. Does that make sense? It's almost also like you have a bit of a wandering soul, like you wander around. You don't feel like you have, I feel like you haven't quite found your, not say home, but maybe your anchor. Okay, you haven't found your anchor quite yet. Maybe for some of you, you do want to help homeless. You want to help those in need. You want to help, but and then I feel like this is very nice, like kind of you, and very like it's you have all these very beautiful intentions, but I almost like feel like, and this is what it really is what I'm seeing over and over again. It's sort of like you are focusing too much on like trying to save the world and not focusing enough on yourself. There's a need for growth here. There's a need for, I think you need to first find your anchor. I'm not saying that you have to stay in one place. And you don't. I'm like what I'm seeing. It's sort of like you're adrift. You need something to root you down, to ground you, and even before you can even go on and to help others. So I really want to say you need to help yourself first. You have to fill your cup first. And so if you want to change, like you want to change the world, you have to change your reality first. You have to change. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And in that process is where you really discover your power. I think you like I said, you have a lot of beautiful ideals, but there is a sense of you needing to experiment it first on yourself, like work on yourself first, if that makes sense. And like I said, there's a sense of patience here, not needing to so this is going to be like sound a little funny because I was going to say like it's like you feel like you have to rush to do all of this, and it's sort of like no. Let yourself have time, let yourself have the right foundation. Okay, so illusion, what is the limiting factors? Okay, so this is what's limiting you. There's a limiting, there's like, because you do have, I really do feel like you have a lot of regret. You have, and that's why you're focusing externally. It needs a need to release a lot of emotions, need to really face it. It almost feels like you need the moon to help you guide you on things. So you have like the mask. So deception, pretending, inconsistency. And I think the mask that you wear, and I'm not saying, it's like, oh, you're a mask, but I feel like you don't know yourself quite yet. And there's still more for you to discover. Like I said, it feels like you're very much adrift. You have all these beautiful ideals, and I feel like they are, and you want to push forward. You want to take and here it's so funny because there's a sense of wanting to take the leadership. You do, and I'm saying that you're never going to be a leader, but there's a need for you first to face yourself. I hope that makes sense, and I'm like maybe. Like it seems like that's what I really want to say to you. This is going to happen. You do not need to force it. But what I'm seeing here is that you're almost like using this as a way of not dealing with this or with the regret, right? Really, this needs to, like, this is what I'm going to say. Like, you have to face yourself. Oh boy, you're like, oh no. Oh, fear. Okay, what fear is coming out here? And hope and okay. All right. So you're actually fearing. I do think that you are. There's a sense of fearing this actual awakening. or fearing of, I do think of facing things here. We have hate, catastrophic, catastrophe, misfortune. You're afraid of, I'm gonna say this, and you're probably not gonna, it's okay. Well, you're here. So there's a lot of emotions for you that you need to deal with. I really, you have you are very beautiful. You have a beautiful soul, but there's there's things about you that you, negative emotions that you suppress. It's sort of like you fear your own negativity. You fear your shadow side. You really do. You feel like you have to be in a state of hope. You have to be and that's my issue with good vibes only. I get it. We all want to be in a very positive state of mind all the time, but that's not how we are. There's reactions, there's emotions here, and so I feel like you're afraid of facing your own shadows. You're afraid of really looking into your heart and seeing what's there. and I'm sorry if that sounds a little harsh, but it's because I feel like if you can clear up all those emotions, all those true, I feel like if you can clear those up, this is when you actually have the awakening. This is what it is. You want something and Spirit wants to give it to you, but you're not, there's more for it first. And I do think that a part of you feels like, your fear is that this hope is actually just an illusion. Sometimes I'm always a bit scared of but Spirit has been, like I said, I don't know if you, Spirit has been been very strong with the statements. So please don't shoot the messenger. Wisdom, what you need to learn. Yeah. See, there's a sense of it. This is the wisdom. This is what you need to learn. You need to actually see. You need to face your shadow. You need to see the destruction. You need to because there's emotions. I can feel them. They're underneath the surface. I think you're showing people what you want them to see, but you're not. There's still some stuff. I have to that emotion. There's certain things where you'll, if you get triggered by people often, that's something. Why? Because it's sort of there's nerves that are raw for you, and you try to put them, and you put a band-aid on it, but the wound is still there, my friend. And that's what I'm seeing here. You gotta face those shadows of yours. You gotta, I have to say, face your demons. You have to go into this. The devil is very much facing your bad habits, facing all of this, looking at this. And I want to say, you're learning to learn how to deal with them, and then also learn how to overcome it. That's what I'm seeing here. You have to face all these things, and you're going to learn to overcome it. And not overcome it, but rather integrate it and understand yourself a lot better. Oh, my friends. Whew. Well, Spirit is what I call. Okay, I should call it Spirit's being spicy. That's what it is. And then we have the courage. Yep. Okay. Courage, and that's you're going to need this to overcome the obstacles. Okay. So connecting to your ancestors, seeing so maybe seeing what other people have done. You want to create a whole new world, I think. But you have to also see what's been in the past. And by that, I mean what other people have accomplished. That's an important thing, connecting to the ancestors, going back. There's a sense of schedule, management, plan, organize. So organizing, you have very good ideals, but you need to, again, there's a sense of for me, it's sort of you're very much afloat. It's you need to anchor yourself a little bit, and that's maybe organized, plan, management. There's also, you're being called out to notice the Ace of Cups here. To work past when you're in a sense of apathy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's you got to work past this. There might be something to do with scheduling, organizing yourself. I feel like a bit of a procrastinator, not in a bad way at all. I'm just saying it's sort of you're you get this illusion because you're I want the world to change. but you yourself are not changing. You yourself are ignoring your own shadow side. And so that's what I'm seeing here. Let's see what the love is. This is the support that's required. Yeah, again, planning. 3 of Wands is telling you, like, you need to plan. You need to, like, think. Look at that. So you have other star seeds. So connecting to other star seeds. Hesitation. So decision, confusion, worry. But look at this, marriage. So sweet love, couple, dependency. Finding maybe finding the support system. If you're hesitating, it's almost like thinking about why you're thinking, like, what is it, like, actually looking at this, maybe asking for advice. I feel like there's a sense of you're taking on all by yourself, but I think there's a sense of needing help here. Connecting, I really do feel like connecting possibly to your angels, but it also feels like, and it just confirms that I really do think you're a starseed, but also connecting to others. It really is like depending on others as well. Yeah. And being okay with confusion. Don't think that you have to have all the answers. I feel like, or that your answer, and this is important as well, that your answer is the right answer. There's always, like, I want you to, and here it is, like, look at different perspectives, look at different people's solutions, look at different people's point of view. You're very much, like, only listen to yourself, and you think that you have all the answers, and that's fine, but you have to still, like, there's still needing for you to see other alternatives, seeing other perspectives. It's gonna make you, like, it's gonna help you a lot better too, also as you plan, as you move forward ahead. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. And also letting love in here. Like, you may have this very strong, beautiful calling, but that doesn't mean that you have to be alone. And that's an important message that comes out through here as well. Let's see what your, so this is all about your power. Look at that. Okay. See, you have the ability to move forward. I mean, you already have that with the 6 of Swords. I think you have the ability to move forward, but you need to release. You need to, like, actually allow those emotions that you've been holding. Like, maybe you're depression, maybe you have phobias, maybe you're paranoid. It doesn't matter what those are. There's a sense of you being trapped but you're being trapped by your own emotions, by your own, like, by deciding that you don't want to face your emotions, your shadow side. In order for you to actually move forward, you need to face them. You need to let them go. You need to release them. So what we do usually, as we usually suppress our emotions. We usually don't let them out. We think that we're letting them, but what we're actually doing is we're avoiding them. And so that's why it feels bad. Very, very, okay. And here's the faith. This is where you have to take a leap of faith. Befriending. I want you to, like, and here it is, like, befriending all those that you disagree with. Those people you disagree, point of views that you don't see. It's also befriending them, right? Befriending new people, like, people with different perspectives, because I really feel like you are too bubbled into your own, like, little world. I feel like you need to experience the world and see things through different people's points of view. I also feel like you need to befriend your own shadow side, right? You have, like, there's a sense of here, again, it's sort of, and here it's almost like this 4 of Cups is being reminded me of this 5 of Pentacles. You have the key. You have the key. You have the ability. You have the help, but you're refusing to see it. You're very much in your own little bubble. And here we have inner peace, simplicity, and meditation. So maybe there's meditation. There's a sense of inner peace. And so this is what I'm saying to you here is you cannot change the world, because you yourself, there is this energy of fear. There is this energy of not facing a part of yourself until you integrate yourself, until you integrate the whole of you. You cannot first of all change the world, but you cannot also change yourself or change your life. And this is important. So I feel like Spirit's calling you out here. It's like Spirit's giving you opportunities, giving you the help that you need, is giving you everything. The key, you just need to take the key and open the door, but you're not doing it. Yeah. inner peace, my friend. This comes from inner peace from you. And when you have this is actually reminding me very much of the Two of Pentacles. When you have the inner peace, when you have inner balance, regardless of what's happening out externally, you're okay. Oof, oof, oof. All right, my friends. And then let's see what this light, what's the outcome if you can do it. Look at this. I want you to see this. This is the outcome if you can do it. This is the Hierophant. This is where you want to be. You want to be a teacher. You want to go into this, like your gain higher levels here. External influences. You can finally be an influence for others. Then we have idea, inspiration, suggestion, vision. It's almost like there's a world of difference here with like, look at this, the laughing, the joy, the up there's. This is how you're starting out, looking down, avoiding stuff, moving away. Anytime anything troubles you, any kind of like, if you feel any emotions that you deem not like bad or something, when you say, oh, those are not good vibrations, you just, it almost feels like you're running away a little bit. But here you don't have to do it. You're actually grounded. You're grounded, exactly. You're anchored, and you're anchored in your own well-being. You're anchored in yourself. Oh, and in spirit as well. And look at this, creativity coming. I do feel like for you, a lot of abundance will come from this as well. And you are able to actually influence others how you want to be, how you want to influence them. So I hope you like this reading. I'm sorry I called you out a lot. Well, like I said, Spirit's been spicy. These few days, like, Spirit has been real spicy. And so that's what's been happening. I do see a lot of potential. You can have all the things. And that's what Spirit wants you to know. You can have all the things that you want, but you first have to work on yourself. You cannot change the world. You can only change your reality. And once you change that, you will actually understand. I almost feel like you will see the magic and the beauty in the world that you have not been able to see. And it's made that way. We are often told that there's all like, we are often shown only the bad part, only the suffering, all the different things, or like, well, what you could say is all these like hate or whatever it is, but we're never really shown the beauty and the magic in the world. And you know, like, think about that. I'm actually going to give you a little homework. Look for every day for one of those beautiful things. A simple, it could be a flower that you just like, look at those vibrant colors. It could be a smile of somebody else, or how you see people interacting with each other with like love right there. It's not every day, it's not all the time, but there are moments that you just, there's pure beauty and magic and love in the world. It's not true that the world is a horrible place. That's only what they keep showing you. And I know that I just had to say that because I think you have a really good heart, and I really think you want to make everything much better. But I really think Spirit is like, yes, I want, but you have to start with yourself. You have to make your life, there's a sense of grounding. You have this ability to be the Hierophant, which is really quite strong and beautiful. A teacher to the masses, a wider audience. And I think, and here it is, I think you can only achieve that if you yourself go from, like, I feel like almost like running away from anything that is negative or that you deem bad, or that, you know, like you're like, oh no, I can't deal with it. You can, and not only that, but you'll grow from it, and you'll see your own shadow side, and you'll grow from the shadow side. You'll integrate yourself fully, the shadow, the light, everything, and then that's how you're going to get to this and get to what you want. So you, my friend, have so much potential for growth. Please, please, please hear what you need to hear and know that Spirit and I love you. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. So please do consider giving a thumbs up, and please do consider subscribing. I am beyond grateful that I was able to read your cards, and please forgive the spiciness of Spirit. I am sending you so much love and so much light until I see you in the next one. Bye-bye, my friends. Friends from group 3. Oh my goodness, let me just tell you right off the bat. Spirit's been spicy on this one, so if you know, like, it might trigger you a little bit, and so I have to tell you about that. But I was thinking about it. A true friend doesn't just tell you, I'm not a sycophant. I'm not going to tell you, yes. I'm actually, you know, like, that's what you're here for, right? So you're here for the truth, and you take what resonates and you leave what doesn't. But yeah, like just be warned, spirit is feeling spicy. Okay, so empathetic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what is not yours. Okay, so we could already see part of you, you are a starseed and you are an empathetic, empath, an empath. Ooh, okay. But what I'm seeing here is that you are, sometimes you drown in this. You drown in other people's energy. You drown in other people's worries. You drown in other people's dramas. It's almost like you integrate it into yourself, and then you kind of become part of this drama. You create, and so what I'm seeing with an important message here, it's almost like, wow, you have the ability to paint your life. You have the ability to actually come up with what you want, and because you're focusing so much on, or not, maybe not putting enough boundaries there, but I just feel like you're focusing too much on the illusion. Sorry, it took me like 3 minutes to say that. I'm sorry, but it's like I wanted it to be perfect, because I see, like, I'm seeing the mirror and I'm seeing like it's almost like you're wanting to step into a new reality, and so it's like, yes, that's right, you are going to step into this new reality. But in order for you to step into a new reality, it's sort of like you have to, you have to shed what isn't you, what isn't yours. You're looking through, I feel like you're going through the looking glass here, right? And the looking glass is the mirror, but it's some part of it you're gonna see. Oh, so what I'm seeing here for you is almost like a tower moment. I'm sorry I'm saying that, but it's the truth. It's and it's not one that happened, but it's one that's going to happen. It's gonna get rid of everything, all the illusion. That's right, what I'm saying. You need to get rid of the illusion. I hope that makes sense. I'm also like, as I'm saying, I'm touching my left hand temple. I do feel like maybe some have headaches or something, or you feel like that might just be how you connect. Something to do with your left temple, so possibly headaches and stuff. And so I'm gonna leave this for just a second, and you're gonna see me actually do my shuffle magic. I'm gonna fast forward this all the way, but I need to get 9 cards out, and each one I'll go through each pile. And this is a reading that is very much inspired by Moonmoth Goddess. I'll put the link down to her video, so you can, I almost feel like you could kind of do a collaboration in a way. So like whatever, there's going to be reading stuff that's there for her, for you as well. So hopefully that makes sense. All right, let's do this. Okay. All right, we're back. All right, so we're gonna do, this is your truth. Oh wow, this is sort of like group 1. Okay, so maybe some of you are so 8 of Pentacles and longing. This is your truth calling. I'm actually going to clarify that 8 of Pentacles because we already had it in group 1, and I wanted to be, and it's different, but I wanted to really clarify that. What is the 8 of Pentacles doing here? 10 of Swords. Okay. All right, my friends. Whew. 8 of Pentacles being clarified by the 10 of Swords. And so This is your truth. This is what your soul gifts are. Okay. So your soul gifts are working through, I'm actually going to say possibly, some of you might be witches. If not, there's a sense of, oh wow, energetic work. It's different because different work I had for group 1, but it's energetic work. You need to, like, there's a sense of working with energy. Wow, yeah. And it's, of course, you're an empath. Of course, you would work with energy, but it's also emotions here. It's a sense of longing and apology. So guilt, confession, forgiveness. So your big soul gift here is actually, and this is working on forgiveness. Yeah, working on forgiveness, any possible guilt. It's almost like, and I don't mean that just, because I feel like some of you have gone through tough stuff, but I feel like what I'm seeing here is that you have a sense of well-being. How do I say it? You're very blessed, even with this 10 of Swords. I feel like there's a sense of for you, of feeling bad. You feel bad when you feel happy. When you're good, there's a sense of not wanting. Yeah, it's because you. So let's say you're successful, you're doing well on things. You feel bad for any success. It's almost like you take on. You take on so much. You have the ability to do this, though. I have to tell you. Let me tell you something that you do. You can take a 10 of Swords, and not only can you take a 10 of Swords, and like maybe possibly, others have hurt you. I want to say, like, people are envious of you, because I really do feel like there's a sense of you being, like, whether you know it or not, you have a lot of, like, you're blessed. And I know that, like I almost feel like spirit is always guiding you, protecting you. That's what I am seeing. Like, there's a blessing here. And so you can take a 10 of Swords. Oh wow, and I actually feel this very much for you. But you're able to work through it. You're able to, I would say, get over it, like move forward from it. But you always feel like you have such a kind heart that you don't want others to suffer. And so it's sort of like, if you're happy, you feel bad. It's like, oh, there's suffering in the world. And so I think this is part of what it is. You got, like, this longing, the longing for almost like you want to take off. You want to be free of all this, like, like, I feel like this is a full energy. You want to take off. You want new beginnings, but at the same time, you're a little afraid. You're afraid of being happy, because I think you feel like it's not fair to those who aren't. But that's not what Spirit wants for you, my friend. Oh. Wow. I'm actually going to leave this 10 of Swords here. Let's continue on. So what I'm seeing too with this Spirit here is like, you are meant to give people something to aspire to. And so you think by being in there, like by you being happy is something wrong. And I really don't want that to ever, like, that's not a truth at all. That's part of this illusion that I was telling you. You need to step out of that illusion. The illusion that you have to be in a state of, like, suffering along with others, that's not true at all. What Spirit really wants you in your soul calling, in your soul, one of your big soul purpose is that you are meant to shine your light to the point where people aspire to achieve that. I ran out of space for my storage. So sorry about that. But you're meant to give something for people to aspire to. So I hope that makes sense. Let's go ahead and see what your illusion, okay. I don't know unless this. Okay. Illness is disease, weakness. So there's a sense of you being weak. That is an illusion. That's not true. You're not. There's no frailty. I actually also think that part of you, also you kind of like are a lot stronger than you think, and you shine a really bright light, my friend, but you keep dimming it. And that's what I'm seeing, that sort of like you keep dimming it, you keep dimming it. You're not weak. Again, I keep with this, even this shadows angel, I feel like you keep showing what other people, so let's say you're having conversation with others, you always, you don't ever speak about all the awesome things that are happening, even all the awesome things you've done. You rather just you say, oh yeah, I'm having a tough time, or like, even if you never want to appear like things are going well for you, you never actually want to acknowledge that. I understand that a lot. I feel like you try to always fit in. You always try to like collaborate, like even the Three of Pentacles, you're always trying to, like, you never want to draw attention to yourself, or draw attention to like the awesomeness that is you. It's sort of like you, like how things are going well. Like I said, I feel like you're very blessed. You're able to manifest a lot of things. I feel like I literally feel like spirit is blessing you. Like things, like things work out for you. and it's because you have this beautiful light. You are this beautiful light. You have a very beautiful, like, I can't say how beautiful your heart is, because it just takes my breath away from how beautiful it is. Like you have such a kind heart, like, and loving heart, and it's almost like you have this unconditional love for others. And so, very much you try to always, like, if people and we tend to like gossip or something, and you try not to do that, but people are complaining, you hear them out, and then you agree with them in terms of like, yeah, things are going bad for me as well. Yeah, I feel that that's what you do. Spirit doesn't want you to do that anymore. Okay, what other fear is coming out? Okay, you're afraid of speaking your truth, right? Or Queen of Swords, you're afraid of speaking your truth. You're afraid of being honest. I almost feel like you're also afraid of showing that there's that you have inner balance. You have inner balance. You have this ability to have inner balance. When, regardless of what's happening in you, there's an inner balance that you have. Mind reading. I actually think you can probably read minds. You have, and this is what I'm seeing here, and even though it's the same strategy, I feel like you win games, like you like you win at life. And so, like, you know how to do stuff like that, and yet I keep feeling like you keep suppressing your awesomeness. Your door to dreams, yeah. You really hide yourself. I feel like you hide your dreams. You hide anything and everything, because you don't want to stand out. But it's sort of what Spirit wants for you. It's an illusion. You have, it's so fascinating, because it really is. You're meant to show the world what can be accomplished, what like the beauty in the world. That's what I'm seeing for you. You're actually meant to show that, how beautiful the beauty of the world, how, like, the spirit, like the human spirit, like, you're meant to show all these beautiful things, and yet there's a sense of you hide that, you hide yourself. Okay, this is the wisdom that you have. You have the wisdom of the Nine of Pentacles, of knowing abundance. And again, like, to me, it just seems like you're blessed. Things just come for you. There's nothing wrong with that. It's actually like, I feel like Spirit's like, hey, like, show it to others, like, look how life could be. Instead of like gossiping, because you're always looking up. You're looking. It's like there's a sense of optimism to you, but there's also a sense of creating. You create all these things. It's not like it just, like, out of thin air. It appears that way to others, but you work through it. Like, you had a 10 of Swords, but you still work through it. You let that. You took whatever, like, happened in your life, and you helped it grow. Like, you helped it grow to be who you are meant to be, like this awesome person. I really am. And I'm not just saying, oh, like, oh, you're awesome, but I really mean it. That's your energy here. And there's the edge. Looking at the edge. Understanding. It's like, wow, your wisdom is that you can see things. And it's almost like there's a sense of not fearing what other people fear. It's almost like you're willing, and that's why you're successful too. If you aren't successful now, I want you to say, like, you're willing to take a leap of faith. You're willing to take a chance. Almost, I feel like you're willing to fail, right? You're willing, as long as you get a chance to do something that, like you get an idea and you jump for it, you go for it. Whether or not it's going to pan out or not, you don't know, but that's not that doesn't stop you from doing it. Most people are afraid of taking that leap. You are not. And so there's something to be said about that. Oh wow, you have no idea. There's advice, obedience, knowledge, coach. I do feel like for some of you, maybe you actually read up on it. You do self, personal development. It's maybe something. To me, it seems like you've done a lot of things in your life, or even if you haven't, you're going to do a lot of things in your life. But it's because you always seek growth. You're focused on growth. You're focusing on your own self-growth. That's the beautiful thing about you. But what happens is that you get interference because, again, you have empath, you're a starseed, and you're also an empath. So you're always like, things are going well for you, but then you have to commemorate with others and say, like, yeah, things aren't not right. But you don't feel that. Your spirit is soaring. Oh, beautiful, my friends. Oh, I like you so much. This is the courage. Okay, 3 of Swords, breakthrough. So look at this. You break through. I can't even, because it's the 3 of Swords. Anybody else, and this is the difference between you and them, and Spirit wants you to I almost want to say teach or show people, like, look, I had a broken heart. I had it, like, but you don't let it stop you. Instead, it's like a breakthrough. You move forward, and you move forward to this, like, sweetheart. Like, from a broken heart, you have a sweetheart. You still open your heart. And like I said, you have unconditional, seriously, unconditional love. You have this ability. Wow. But you have to let it out. This is the courage, your courage. This is what's going to, like, help you overcome all of your obstacles. Like, okay, I see what it is. So your heart aches for everybody else, but what you really have to focus on is not the pain and hurt that everybody else is feeling. Like, that will tie you up. If you start to try to feel everybody else's emotions, it will overwhelm you. It will make you sad. And this is like, instead, what you have to show is this unconditional love. This pure unconditional love. Your heart is not meant to, like, it's meant to help break through other people's pain, right? Oh my goodness. I'm like, oh, you're so, like, you're meant to do so much. You're like, you really literally are a light that's shining. You're breaking through the pain. You're breaking through the darkness. Oh my God, I'm getting emotional. and you have this, but you have to, like, it's gonna take the courage for you to do this, because it's something that it goes against the grain. You're going against the grain. When everybody else says that the world is suffering, you're saying, no, there's beauty in the world. There's, like, whenever everybody else says, oh, my heart was broken, so I can't, like, I won't ever open it again, you say, no, it's for more reason you should open your heart, like, again, because there's love there. Oh, my friends, group 3. Oh, you're taking my breath away. Divine timing. And this is the love. This is your love. This is what the support you require. The Knight of Wands, divine timing, and compromise. Okay. So I'm seeing here, really, I'm going to say something here. It's like being a little bit selfish here for yourself. Let yourself, like, you're meant to have your own drum beat. You're meant to like party. You're meant to enjoy life. Really are. You're just like this beautiful soul that's just meant to enjoy life. That's meant to be free. And you keep constraining yourself. You keep constraining yourself through with others and people's emotions, with what you think, like, like, well, if other people are suffering, I have to suffer. If people are not succeeding, I have to also keep dimming my light, no, you're meant to be free. You're meant to shine that beautiful light of yours. You're meant to do this. And there's a sense of a knowing, acknowledging that there is divine timing. Not everybody can, like, people are going through different stages in their life, right? There's different levels of awakening. I think you're so, like, if you're not totally awakened, like, you're very close to it. And so accepting that sometimes, like I said, you have to show the life that others can inspire to. You have to be that light that others aspire to. And that's how you raise the vibration. That really is how it is. It's not by lowering your vibration, but by making your vibration even higher. And so accepting, like, knowing that there is divine timing, not only for you, for your transformation, but for others. You can't rush them. You can't, like, you can just love them unconditionally here. And there's compromise, agreement, reconciliation, consideration. You see, this is you. There's people fighting. There's people, like, there's anger. There's like sadness. Like, there's all these things, and you're just kind of questioning, like, what's going on? Like, life is good. There's beauty in the world. You see it. You see it. And yet you don't know what's happening. It's compromising, right? It's maybe understanding, like, letting, like, almost like being a peacemaker, but never really lowering your vibration, if that makes sense. Always, it's okay. Just be this free spirit. You're meant to, like, have your own, like, you go follow your own drum beat, my friend. And then let's see what this is all about, your power that needs to come through. Okay. And you have the power. This is blessings, fulfillment, well-being, enlightenment. You have this. I'm so, like, I know it feels weird because you're like, oh, but it's really a gift. You have blessings, you have fulfillment, you have well-being, you have enlightenment. There's a sense of patience, needing patience as others catch up. And there is a sense, again, this Four of Swords with this heart, like, allow yourself to rest. Allow yourself, if you need to, especially because you're an empath, go within yourself. Like, kind of have your space where you are good, taking care of your heart, taking care of your emotions too. Feel like you give too much externally, and you have to bring it in here a little bit, bring it into you. I want to put this blessings in because that's the energy that I feel for you, my friend. You are very blessed. I know that you may not understand it, and the blessings are there for you because you've earned them. Like, could be whatever karma it is. Also, just because you have this loving heart, you're a true person who is like, who really wants everybody to be good. Like, it's sort of like most people, I'm gonna be honest, if somebody's succeeding, like, their ego gets in the way and they're like, oh, right, like, a part of them doesn't want the other person to succeed, but you're an honest to goodness person who's like, yes, you're succeeding, yes, I love it, keep going, right? You're like this cheerleader for others, but I feel like not everybody's a cheerleader for you. Because, again, I feel like there's a lot of people who are envious of you. You have no idea. Okay, let's see what this is. Your what you need to faith. So what you steps towards success. You need to release. You're trapping yourself. You're trapping yourself in other people's drama. You're trapping yourself in what the reality for other people is. And again, you have a lot of, like, mirror energy here. You see, like, this is what you're seeing. It's time for you to break through that illusion. It's not true. You're the only one who's binding yourself. You're the only one who's dimming your light because you think you have to, like, do it for others. Not, my friend. No, there's a transformation. You're meant to stand out. Look at this. All these beautiful butterflies, they're all transforming at their own time. And again, this is kind of reminding me of this divine timing, right? Their divine time is not yet. They're not ready to the true transformation. That's not up to you. It's up to them. They're working through their own, like, we all gotta work through our awakening. you're very close. If you're seriously not there yet, you're very close. But you have to stand out. You are your own person. You cannot be like everybody else. And you're not meant to. This is like your gift is to, I keep repeating it. It's meant to help others aspire to greatness. And that's what it is. To whatever it is, to the happiness, to being able to see the beauty in the world. This is your gift. Wow. And so here we have real estate. So wealth, investment, make a progress. And it's wealth, it's investment. You've put that, like, I feel like you've put in the energy, you put in the work. Like I said, not everybody goes through the 10 of swords and then picks up and grows from it. Not everybody goes to the 3 of swords and picks up and goes after it. You do. You have this. You have this ability, and it's a gift. And so you need to, I think it's almost like invest in yourself. Like, focus on you, my friend. And accept the wealth, the joy, the blessings that are coming your way. Accept them. Don't be tied down by the illusion. I feel like the illusion of life, of others, having to suffer along with others, because you're not meant to. Hopefully I'm gonna, and then we have, the last one is the light, the outcome. Yeah, look at this, the bright future for yourself. It's a determination. It's almost like you're ready. This is the 9 of Wands. And this is like, I feel like your barrier. Like, it almost feels like you're ready and you're showing your light. You don't have, and you're calm. Look at this. There's inner peace. You are there. You finally have achieved this awakening. You have the inner peace, and you are the future. Wow. Wow. Your purpose is really big. Like, I'm not joking here. You have a big soul purpose, and it really is to shine that light. But you need to, like, there is a sense of needing to, if others make you feel like you have to dim your light, then be honest with yourself about that. You're not meant to. You're meant to have this inner peace. You're meant to be to have an awakening. And in this lifetime, you're meant to be an awakened one. Oof, this is like, it literally is taking my breath away. Your like energy is taking my breath away. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna leave this here because oh wow. Oh. I hope it resonated. I hope you saw, you understood everything. I don't know like what came out, but keep on being you. I really want to say that. Just keep being you, because you're what the world needs, my friend. And it's not even just the world. It's sort of like, keep on showing the beauty. That's what it is. It's sort of like living the beauty, like being your higher self. Continue to that. Let all the other illusions fall away. Follow, like, your inner heart is guiding you. Really listen to that. Okay, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for letting me read your cards and sharing such a beautiful energy with me. I'm really honored and humbled by you. And until I see you in the next one, I'm sending you a big hug and lots of love and light. Bye-bye, my friends.